On episode 206 of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the movie The 12 Mighty Orphans. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we just watched the movie The 12 Mighty Orphans. I give this, well, what do you give this, April?
I'm giving it a 4. I absolutely loved this movie.
It was a 3 for me.
Wow.
We'll go right into this because there were no new trailers for it. So the storyline, this was haunted by his mysterious past. A devoted high school football coach leads a scrawny team of orphans to the state championship during the Great Depression and inspires a broken nation along the way. This was directed by Ty Roberts, who's known for This Side of Dirt and The Iron Orchard. The writers are Lane Garrison, who's Spy Intervention and The Divorce Party, and Kevin Meyer, who's known for American Con, Perfect Alibi, and Across 5 Aprils. He's written a bunch of documentaries.
A ton of them.
And this is based off the book by Jim Dent, The 12 Mighty Orphans.
Which is a great book, by the way.
Yeah, I heard it's, in my Google search, they said it's one of the best sports books ever.
And I read it. It was really good. Okay, the cast is Robert Duvall, Luke Wilson, Vinessa Shaw, Martin Sheen, Wayne Knight, Treat Williams, Lane Garrison, Jacob Lofland, and Scott Haze. An incredible cast here. Runtime, 118 minutes. It was rated PG-13 for violence, language, and some suggested references, smoking, and brief teen drinking.
All right, April, since you are much higher on this one than I am, why don't you go ahead and dig in?
Well, I mean, it's no secret. We're obsessed with sports movies that have good endings. But what I loved most about this movie is just the point that, you know, what you focus on, you become. And also with kids, people know that's a big platform of mine. Just the investment in their confidence, teaching them to love and believe in themselves, anything is possible. I think the theme and the tone of the movie was human courage and determination. With the right mindset, anything is possible.
Right. For me, this, as April said, we love sports movies, and we're suckers for sports movies. One of the things I didn't like about this movie is that it started with the end. And I don't like movies that start with the end. That's kind of a pet peeve of mine.
And me as well.
And I didn't like that it started with the end. The other thing for me with this movie was it felt like a 70s Disney movie to me. But it had some kind of inappropriate things were said at times that they tried to like raise the rating from a Disney movie. It just felt that way to me.
Right.
I like the movie. Don't get me wrong. This is a good movie. I like the message that it puts out, but it just felt a little off for me a couple of times.
I want to say there were a couple of very inappropriate jokes. Like there were some lines that were inappropriate. However, with that being said, I didn't feel like that. I felt like, in a nutshell, and we'll get there, from the costumes to the feel of the Dust Bowl to all the different characters, there were a lot of sad things too in the story, and it was about triumph.
Right.
Okay.
No, I agree.
So in a time right now in our world, I think this movie, everybody should see it. I thought it was very well made, and I'm coming from the book. So I thought it was very well done.
One of the other things I want to point out, too, is some of these members of the cast were cameos. Robert Duvall was a cameo.
Yes.
Treat Williams was a cameo.
Most
I mean, both
definitely.
those actors, they were in it for maybe 2 minutes.
Right, but it was good to have them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it added some weight to the movie, some acting chops.
And I also thought the characters, sure, I wish there had been more time to have them developed, but I thought they were great. I thought the acting was good. I really did.
Yeah, once again, that's kind of where you and I are parting ways on this movie.
Yeah.
Because I thought the acting was...
Okay. Well, let's move on.
All right.
To direction.
So what'd you think of the direction?
Thought it was fantastic. Again, I think it was hard. And I thought the director did a good job of clipping different stories and relationships and keep moving, if that makes sense.
Okay. The direction was okay for me. The score, I honestly don't remember the score.
This is an area that could have been better, right?
Uh-huh. Cinematography. Now, I think the movie actually, it was a good-looking movie. I think they did a really good job of showing the depression and giving that feeling and making it look kind of gritty and dirty with the Dust Bowl. And
even the orphanage. I mean, how they filmed it outside playing football, inside. The production design was great. And Tim, I know you, like me, love the football helmets, the uniforms, the special effects of all that.
Yeah, I thought the football play was really good. This is a time period before they had the hard plastic helmets in football. This was with the leather, helmets and no face protection.
Right.
And so I thought the special effects around the game, because they actually did show a lot of football playing in the movie.
So, and I thought that it made it more authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. Editing, normal. Nothing spectacular about the editing.
The pace, yes, it might have felt a little slow at times, but I think it had to.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to build the story. The other thing is, it was 12 Mighty Orphans, so they were kind of covering 12 different characters' stories, right? Plus the coach's story.
Right.
So, Luke Wilson played the coach, so if you didn't know that.
Oh, he was so good.
And Martin Sheen played the doctor of the orphanage, who was also the assistant coach. So, the dialogue, I thought this is where it was kind of strange at times, because...
Are you talking about those the vulgar?
The vulgar, inappropriate. Because for the most part, the movie had that Disney-ish feel to it, right? Very clean, very... But then you'd come with some really crude and rude humor at times.
Also, too, they weren't shy about showing evil and greediness. I mean, that was kind of... sad.
Well, once again, you have to have that classic villain in the movie, and you had a couple of very bad villains. Yeah, but
they used children.
Yeah.
That's, that was my thing. I know you're going to talk a lot about the story arc, but I just want to mention that, this whole movie was about there's no I in team. I mean, that was the whole, it was, and what these boys went on to accomplish. I cried. I mean, I knew that from the book, but at the end of the movie... How powerful was that?
Yeah, one of the cool things, if you see this movie, sit through the credits, because they do tell you what happened to each one of these
so good.
12 Mighty Orphans. And it was pretty much spectacular what each one went on to accomplish after that season. And one of the things, too, for me about the story arc was, the whole movie, it had all your typical sports movie tropes. But I'm, like April said at the start of this, I'm a sucker for sports movies. So, I love the underdog, triumphant, and all that other fun stuff. So, this is an enjoyable movie. It's not going to garner, in my opinion, any Academy Awards or anything, but it's worth watching if you like sports movies.
Well,
and it's got as April said, it has a great message.
And the ending, when you this is based off a true story, everybody. So when you watch this movie and you're at the end and you see where these young kids, where they ended up, it is just inspirational. There's no other word. So you don't have to read the book, but please see the movie.
Absolutely. So this is 12 Mighty Orphans. April gives this movie 4 stars. I give it 3 stars.
Absolutely. And I want to thank everyone that made it. I needed it right now in the world, and I think a lot of people do. Thank y'all for all of your support, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the movies.
Thanks a lot. See you at the movies.